What you're going to get out of this video is the ability to improvise over the beautiful tune Georgia on My Mind by Ray Charles. I've got a stunning backing track for you, which is a free giveaway in the description below, by a company called Bobby's Backing Tracks. Now, this is something I've not explored before in any of my videos, because mostly they've come from quartet or session band, or sometimes they use karaoke version. But Bobby's Backing Tracks is another really good source. And I've got some information about where to get these tracks from towards the end of the video. And I can get you a discount, a 10% discount, if you want to buy any of their tracks. I'm going to give you one for free in this video anyway. And if you like it and you want to get some more, I can get you 10% discount. And they've got like a 50% sale going on at the moment, so you can get some real bargains on Bobby's Backing Tracks. So watch to the end of the video to get details about how you get this fantastic discount, because they're stunning backing tracks. They're so nice. This tutorial is for alto and tenor saxophone, and I've got loads of freebies for you. I've got a chord chart for alto and tenor. I've also got a lead sheet which has been written and arranged by my son Charlie, also for alto and tenor. By the way, whichever one is I'm showing here, we've got the alto and the tenor version for you, all in the links in the description below. I've also got a solo skills sheet, or a cheat sheet, which has got everything that I'm going to mention written down on it, so that you don't have to remember everything in this video. You can print that off. That is my gift to you. And I've got this incredibly beautiful, stunning backing track. Have a quick listen, because it is so lovely. It's really nice. Yeah, so this is Bobby's backing track of Georgia, and it's just such a lovely groove. Have a listen. A little teaser. Oh, it's so nice. Really nice track. This track is nearly 5 minutes long. Beautiful. Isn't that lovely? Really nice. So that is my gift to you, completely free of charge, and that is all in the links in the description below. I would ask you for a favour. If you like these tutorials and you like getting free downloads and free cheat sheets, and you like me putting my hours of work into giving these free tutorials, please do me a favour, subscribe to the channel and share these videos across far and wide on your Facebook and TikTok and anywhere else. If you could do that for me, I would be so grateful to you. But just subscribing is completely free and it supports the channel. So please do subscribe. If you want to help me in other ways, then buying me a coffee is also great. And do visit my website, which is saxmadesimple.com. If you like my teaching style, I've got loads of stuff there. It's really good courses on major scales, minor scales and blues scales. If you do those courses, you will be a changed player, I guarantee it. And I've got loads of tune tutorials as well. So do visit Sax Made Simple and have a look at some of the paid courses, and I've also got loads of free content on there as well. So I'd love you to go and have a look and subscribe to my newsletter. Okay, so Georgia on My Mind, let's have a quick listen. I've got a demo of me playing it, so let's have a listen to that. Okay, so I really hope you liked that. It was really fun recording it, and it's so much fun to play over this tune. Now, I'm not going to do the melody in this tutorial because I'll get a copyright strike for that, but I have got a lead sheet, as I've mentioned, for alto and tenor sax, so you can work on that yourself. I'm going to focus on how to improvise through the chord chart, which on the face of it does look slightly scary to say the least, but I've got some really straightforward ways to help you improvise through the whole tune. So let's dive in. This section is going to be for tenor saxophone, so alto players, please go here. So for tenor players, let's have a quick look at the chord chart, and at first glance it really does look like a very scary chord chart indeed. You've got an awful lot of chords on there, and we can break it down into several chunks. So you've got this intro section just at the top here, which is just 4 bars. Then you've got an A section, and then you've got a B section, and then that kind of carries on back into the A section, which is down the bottom here. And so if we break this down and start looking at the A section on its own, then if we have a look at the solo skills sheet, it says you have 2 chords which are A major and G7 flat 5. Now the A major, fairly straightforward, that's a major scale, A major, and I've written the notes down for you there: A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp and A. Then we've also got a G7 flat 5. Now on iReal, that G7 flat 5, as it says, it's written out as G7 flat 5, and that's not telling us exactly what scale. It's telling us about the chord, and there's lots of options that we could play over there. We could play what we call a Lydian dominant. Sounds very scary, but actually it's exactly the same as a D melodic minor, but starting on D's 4th note. And the notes of that would be G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F and G. And that's a pretty solid choice. That's what I'm going to go with for the purposes of this tutorial. Other possibilities though are a half whole diminished scale, which I've also written down for you, and an altered scale. So I'd encourage you to learn those other scales and try them over these 2 chords. So the first thing that I'd want to be able to do is to make sure that my fingers are happy going up and down these 2 scales, the A major and the G7 flat 5. So A major would sound like this. I'm going to take it up to the 9th. And the G7 flat 5. Really interesting scale. Now if I loop the intro of these 4 bars and play that, that's going to sound rather lovely, and all I'm going to do is just to play the scale straight over the top. So I'm not doing anything particularly clever, I'm just going to play the scales and listen to how nice it sounds. Already starts to sound pretty lovely, doesn't it? It's just lovely, and if I was to throw those 2 scales around a little bit, then that would sound gorgeous too. So that takes care of the intro, and then over the A section. Now look, what would be really good is for you to go through all of these chords and make sure that you felt happy with all of them, and that you are able to play the individual scales, and you are able to play the chord tones as well, the root 3, 5, 7 and 9. I mean, that would be a really thorough way to go over this. What I have done is, if we have a look on the cheat sheet, there are 4 scales that I'm going to use over the whole of the A section. And the reason that these 4 scales work is that there's enough common notes in these 4 scales to cover all of those chords. So you've got, it starts off with A major, and then you've got a minor 2-5-1 type of shape going into F sharp minor. Now F sharp minor is A major's relative minor, so they're very, very closely connected. So there's lots of A major notes or F sharp minor notes, and that's why in the A section I've got A major and F sharp minor, which is the F sharp minor in this case is the 6th mode of A major. So in other words, it's exactly the same notes as A major, but just starting on an F sharp. Another type of F sharp minor that we could use over this, because can you see there's lots of F sharp minor all over the place. Look, there really is a lot of F sharp minor. Another type of F sharp minor that I could use is an F sharp blues scale, and I've written that down as well. And then there is also, you've got B minor in here as well, and this B minor, guess what? That is part of the A major family as well. So you could have a B minor Dorian, which is exactly the same notes as A major, but starting on a B. So you've got 4 different scales, but they're really very closely connected. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run up each one of those scales just to make sure that my fingers are happy. And I'd really encourage you to do the same. And then I'm going to apply them to the A section. So A major, I'm going to take everything up to the next note in the sequence. In terms of the major scales, it's going to be the 9th. With the blues scale, I'll just go 1 step beyond in the sequence. Have a listen. Now F sharp minor. Now F sharp blues scale. And B minor Dorian. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop the iReal Pro over the entire A section, which is going to take me from here. Let's have a look, from here down to here. And that is the end of the A section. And I'm going to play these 4 scales. I'm not going to improvise in terms of, I'm not going to throw them around or change the order. I'm just going to play the scales straight up and down and see how nice they sound. So, and I'm going to call out the scales as I play them. So have a listen. So A major. F sharp minor, F sharp blues scale, B minor, A major, F sharp minor, F sharp blues, B minor, A major, it sounds rather lovely, doesn't it? Really nice. And all I was doing was playing those 4 scales. Now, if you get comfortable with those scales, then you can start to throw them around a little bit. And in terms of applying them, I was actually pretty much playing them in the order of the cheat sheet. But you can have a look, you know, I've got A major here, and then that turns into F sharp minor. So I could think, well, I'm going to play A major and then F sharp minor is going to fit over this, and it will fit over this as well. If I see a B minor, I could try playing my B minor over that section and see how it fits. It just works really, really nicely, and if you're completely stuck, then the blues scale will pretty much fit over all of the A section as well. So it's just a really nice solution. Then over the B section, I'm going to do, so what it says is over the B section, let's have a look. So you've got lots of F sharp minor going on. Look at all of this F sharp minor. But can you see this here? You've got F sharp minor major, and that type of scale or chord, that type of chord is implying a harmonic minor scale. The harmonic minor scale is one of my most favourite sounds. By the way, if you're not sure about your minor sounds, you should go to saxmadesimple.com. I've got a course that you can buy on blues scales and on minor scales. They've been really well received. It's really good stuff. Do go and check it out. So the F sharp harmonic minor will fit over that really well, and I've written the notes down for you there again. The B minor will also fit, the Dorian minor, and also the blues scale is going to fit over the B section. So in terms of which scale to use, well, I'm going to use my harmonic minor is going to work over a lot of that, or my blues scale, and then right at the end I've got a B minor, so I'll probably use the Dorian minor. So the first thing that I want to do is to be able to make sure that I'm comfortable with those scales. I'd encourage you to do this as well. You can play them as many times as you need to. So F sharp harmonic minor. Coming down from there. And then B minor Dorian. Coming down from there. And then you've got the F sharp blues scale. That sounds really nice. So now I'm going to loop the B section like this. And if I just touch that, and that is going to take it down to there. And that's going to sound really nice. And I'm going to shout out the chords, the scales that I'm playing rather. But I'm going to do it in order, I think. So let's have a look. I might do harmonic minor, then blues, then B minor, but we'll see how we go. I'll shout it out anyway. And of course, I'm putting the letters at the bottom of the screen, as you can see. Here we go. Blues. B minor. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to apply that over Bobby's backing track and see how lovely it feels. I'm going to put the whole thing together, including the intro and the A section and the B section. So have a listen. So lovely. Grab my sax. Here we go. G7, A major, F sharp minor, F sharp blues, B minor, A major, F sharp minor, blues scale, B minor, now F sharp harmonic minor, blues scales. Harmonic minor again. B minor. And then A major. Blues. F sharp minor. Blues. B minor. It sounds lovely, it sounds really nice. Now here's the thing, it's not the most interesting, scintillating solo in the world that's going to capture the hearts and minds of everybody. It's a fairly straightforward thing, but if you can do this consistently and accurately, I did make a little fluff, didn't I? I said harmonic minor, I started playing a blues scale, sorry about that. But if you can do this consistently and accurately, it's the accuracy that you need first of all, and the consistency. If you can do that, then you can start to throw these scales around a little bit and make little patterns with them or runs. You don't have to play the entire scale. I'm trying to make it super obvious what I'm doing. If you can do that, then you can always build up your solo skills from there. So let's go and take a look at Bobby's backing tracks, because as I said to you, we've got a really good deal going on where Bobby has given me a code to give to you so that you can get 10% discount on anything, and they've got like a 50% sale going on at the moment, so you can really get some incredible bargains. Let's go and have a look at his website. So this is Bobby's backing tracks. Here's the address, Bobby's backing tracks up here, and we're on the home page. And on the home page, there's loads of suggestions about things that you could buy, artists, bundles, backing tracks. These backing tracks are lovely. They're so nice. They're really well made and they're beautiful to play with. I've been using them at private functions and gigs for many years. You can search by genres, so you get jazz backing tracks, smooth jazz backing tracks, fusion, custom, Christmas tunes if you need those, reggae, vocal. You can also browse by artists, so you can have a look and you can see all the different artists they've got listed. And then if you want to search for anything like an artist or a tune, you just type in something to the search box around here and it will come up with any suggestions. And then you've got special mixes and then bundles. Now I really like the bundles, and this is where I have made my purchases before in the past. Sort by price, high to low. Now look at this, you get a bossa nova, so kind of jazz, samba, bossa nova. You get a bundle and it's $99, and you get 112 jazz and bossa backing tracks, and that's $1.78 per track, which is pretty good value. And one of the bundles that I bought was this saxophone backing tracks bundle, which is on sale at the moment for only $25. You get 58 tracks in there with some really lovely tracks for saxophone. Ain't No Sunshine, all blues. You get a version of Yesterday, which is lovely. That's definitely one of the tunes that I use for gigs because it's like a funky version of the Beatles song Yesterday. There's some really lovely stuff. Pick Up the Pieces. Yeah, really good. Really, really lovely. 58 tracks, which works out $1.52 per track, which is very good. So, you know, do go and have a look because there's some real bundles to be had here. And all of the backing tracks are excellent quality, really, really nice. So that's Bobby's backing tracks for you. Pretty cool, huh? Hundreds and hundreds of backing tracks for like $1 or something, $1.16 or whatever it is. Now, if you want to make a purchase, there is a code which is BLADESAX, BLADESAX, and you're going to get 10% off anything that you buy, including bundles. So that's what I've done in the past. I've bought them as bundles, and it's just incredible. You get hundreds of tracks for next to nothing. They're really high quality tracks. They're a joy to play with. I so hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, go and visit my website, send me an email, put a positive comment in the comments below. Please enjoy all of the freebies. Make sure that you're subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye. So this section is for alto saxophone, and let's dive in. So if we have a look at the chord chart, it does look like a very scary chord chart. You've got an awful lot of chords on there, and what would be really good is for you to learn each one of these chords and make sure that you're crystal clear about what it's asking you to do, the scale that's associated with it, and the root 3, 5, 7 and 9 of each one of these, and just do the research and find out exactly what each one of those chords mean. What I've got for you is a nice straightforward way that will weave over the entire thing using some scales which I've written down on the solo skills sheet here, and I've written those all down for you, and I'm going to walk you through. So if we have a look at the intro, you've got E major. Well, that's a very straightforward instruction. E major can only really be one thing. It could be something else, but it's most likely to be, highly likely, 99% sure, it's just your standard E major scale. But the second chord, the D7 flat 5, that's a little bit more interesting. By the way, I've written the notes of the E major scale down for you, which is E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp and E. Then that D7 is not telling us specifically. There's a lot of ways that we could interpret that chord, but one strong choice that I really like is a scale called a Lydian dominant scale, which happens to be the fourth mode of A melodic minor, and the notes are D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C and D. So the first thing that I'm going to do, now other choices that you could have as written on the sheet, you could also play over that D7 flat 5, the diminished scale, which is a half whole scale, and I've written the notes down for you. You could also play the altered scale, and I've written that down for you. Both of those would be solid choices, but my Lydian dominant scale is the one that I'm going to go with. So the first thing that I want to be able to do is make sure that my fingers are happy playing these notes. So let's do that first. Took it up to the 9th, as you can hear, coming down from there. Now the D7 flat 5. Such a beautiful scale, that Lydian dominant. Now, if I loop the top part of this intro here, that's going to sound really nice. I'm just going to play the scales pretty much straight. In fact, I'm going to play them totally straight. I'm not changing the order at all. Doesn't it sound nice? It sounds really, really nice, and the D7 flat 5 really complements the A major. The A major, that lovely kind of upbeat sound, and the D7 has got like a much darker sound, so it just sounds absolutely gorgeous. Then if I have a look at the rest of the chord chart, so what we've got here is a very complex looking set of chords, which they are. However, if we start to look a little bit further, we've got a lot of E going on, of various different types, and we've also got a lot of C sharps going on, and there is a relationship there because C sharp minor is E's relative minor. And so that is exactly the same bunch of notes as E major, but starting on a C sharp. And certainly what we've got here is a 2-5-1 kind of shape into C sharp minor. So there's a good argument for playing, you know, saying, well, wouldn't E major fit over a lot of this? And it does. Another scale which is going to fit then is C sharp minor, because as we've just said, that's the relative minor, and that's going to fit over a lot of it. Another scale which would work, because we've got a lot of C minor going on, look, can you see all of this C sharp, I should say, sorry, C sharp minor going on, because we've got that. Another good solid choice for a minor scale situation would be a blues scale. And then we could also, there is a fair bit of F sharp as well. You'll see F sharp minor turning up, and that could be the Dorian minor, which is the second mode of E major. So a lot of these notes kind of lend themselves comfortably to the E major family of notes. So the first thing that I want to be able to do is to make sure that I'm happy with these 4 scales. I'm just going to play them straight up and down, and I'm going to play them up to the 9th. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to play these scales and make sure that you feel completely happy with them. So here's E major up to the 9th. And C sharp minor. And C sharp blues. And lastly, F sharp minor Dorian. I mean, don't all of these scales sound so nice when you just simply take them up to the 9th? It's the most sax-made simple thing that you could possibly do. Just take them up to the 9th. By the way, if you're interested in minor scales or blues scales, do go and visit my website, saxmadesimple.com. I've got some really good courses. They're really good stuff. Minor scale courses and blues scale and major scale courses are available there. If you do those courses, your knowledge will be absolutely fantastic about these scales in every single key. You get backing tracks. It's really good. It's good stuff. You should definitely go check it out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop the A section on iReal Pro. The reason I'm using iReal Pro is that I can't loop Bobby's backing track, unfortunately, but we'll put it all together at the end. And this is going, this is the A section. And all I'm going to do is play those scales dead straight, and then I'm going to be calling out exactly which scales that I'm using. And do you know what? I'm just going to use them in order on the exactly the same order on the skills sheet. So let's have a listen to that. So E major up to the 9th, C sharp minor, C sharp blues, F sharp minor, C blues, C sharp, E major, C sharp minor, C sharp blues, F sharp minor, that sounds rather lovely, doesn't it? Really, really nice. So you can just experiment with those scales. And then in terms of where I would apply them, well, if I'm over a chord which has got an E, I'm going to play the E major scale. Over this area, the C sharp minor or the C sharp minor blues scale would work really well. If I see the F sharp minor, then I'm going to deploy my F sharp minor scale. It's not really rocket science. Look, F sharp minor is going to work over this area as well. So that's the A section taken care of. Then if we have a look at the B section, which starts here, we've got an awful lot of C sharp minor. Can you see that? Look at all the C sharp minor is in there. And then we've got this one scale here, and it turns up here and here again. And that is a C sharp minor major 7. And what that is a harmonic minor, would fit that really, really well. And I've written the notes of the C sharp harmonic minor down for you. And then we've still got the F sharp minor is still going to fit. You've got an F sharp minor down here, but the F sharp minor is definitely going to fit. And also the C sharp blues scale will also fit over here because we've got a lot of C sharp minor and the blues scale works in that type of situation. So again, what I want to do is just to make sure that I'm happy with these scales, get them under my fingers, and then I'm going to apply them. And this is what I want you to do. Make sure that you can play the scale. So C sharp harmonic minor. F sharp minor Dorian, and then C sharp blues scale, so what I'm going to do is apply those scales over the B section. I'm going to loop the B section like this. Just drag my finger, drag my finger there to here. And the first scale that I'm going to play is the harmonic minor. I'm going to feature the harmonic minor a lot in this. I'm going to play the blues scale, I'm going to play the F sharp minor right at the very end. So I'm doing it not exactly in order. I'm playing the C sharp harmonic minor, then the blues, then the F sharp minor. Have a listen. Do that again. C sharp blues. Now F sharp minor. Yeah, cool. And again, if I threw those scales around, that would sound like a fabulous improvisation. And even without throwing them around, it still sounds pretty nice, I think. I hope it does anyway. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my Bobby's backing track and I'm going to apply what I've just done over the track. I'm going to play the intro and I'm going to play through the A section and then the B section so you can hear how nice it sounds with this beautiful backing track. So let's do that. Get my saxophone ready and here we go. So E major, E major, C sharp minor, blues, F sharp minor, E major again, C sharp minor, blues scale, F sharp minor, back to E major, C sharp harmonic minor, again, blues scale, and then F sharp minor, back to E major, C sharp minor, blues scale, F sharp minor, blues scale, And how nice is that? It sounds really, really nice. Now look, it's not the most scintillating solo in the world. It doesn't sound like Sonny Stitt perhaps, but if you can execute this kind of solo accurately and consistently, then you can always build up on your complexity from there. This is just about making sure that you can change between one scale and another scale. And I'm trying to demonstrate that it doesn't have to be rocket science to start to sound like a really lovely solo. And if you started throwing those scales around even slightly, it would just sound amazing. So I really hope that that has worked for you. And please let me know what you think in the comments. So let's go and take a look at Bobby's backing tracks, because as I said to you, we've got a really good deal going on where Bobby has given me a code to give to you so that you can get 10% discount on anything, and they've got like a 50% sale going on at the moment, so you can really get some incredible bargains. Let's go and have a look at his website. So this is Bobby's backing tracks. Here's the address, Bobby's backing tracks up here, and we're on the home page. And on the home page, there's loads of suggestions about things that you could buy, artists, bundles, backing tracks. These backing tracks are lovely. They're so nice. They're really well made and they're beautiful to play with. I've been using them at private functions and gigs for many years. You can search by genres, so you get jazz backing tracks, smooth jazz backing tracks, fusion, custom, Christmas tunes if you need those, reggae, vocal. You can also browse by artists, so you can have a look and you can see all the different artists they've got listed. And then if you want to search for anything like an artist or a tune, you just type in something to the search box around here and it will come up with any suggestions. And then you've got special mixes and then bundles. Now I really like the bundles, and this is where I have made my purchases before in the past. Sort by price, high to low. Now look at this, you get a bossa nova, so kind of jazz, samba, bossa nova. You get a bundle and it's $99 and you get 112 jazz and bossa backing tracks, and that's $1.78 per track, which is pretty good value. And one of the bundles that I bought was this saxophone backing tracks bundle, which is on sale at the moment for only $25. You get 58 tracks in there with some really lovely tracks for saxophone. Ain't No Sunshine, all blues. You get a version of Yesterday, which is lovely. That's definitely one of the tunes that I use for gigs because it's like a funky version of the Beatles song Yesterday. There's some really lovely stuff. Pick Up the Pieces. Yeah, really good. Really, really lovely. 58 tracks, which works out $1.52 per track, which is very good. So, you know, do go and have a look because there's some real bundles to be had here. And all of the backing tracks are excellent quality, really, really nice. So that's Bobby's backing tracks for you. Pretty cool, huh? Hundreds and hundreds of backing tracks for like $1 or something, $1.16 or whatever it is. Now, if you want to make a purchase, there is a code which is BLADESAX, BLADESAX, and you're going to get 10% off anything that you buy, including bundles. So that's what I've done in the past. I've bought them as bundles, and it's just incredible. You get hundreds of tracks for next to nothing. They're really high quality tracks. They're a joy to play with. I so hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, go and visit my website, send me an email, put a positive comment in the comments below. Please enjoy all of the freebies. Make sure that you're subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.